Alright, this is Jamie Ellis hopping into another Zendikar Rising Traditional draft. I am doing this format rather than Kaladesh Remastered because this is the format where I feel like I have information that's worth sharing. This is the format where I'm having success. Kaladesh, there's things I'm like gradually learning over time, like that I was really underrating Ether Swooper, but overall, I force red white in that format and things go fine. I do anything else and I have issues. So, I could show you me floundering in that format, or I can try to convey some things worth knowing in this one. So we're just going to wait for the queue to fill up here. I feel like I've been getting a little more restless in these Zendikar Rising drafts. Like my consistency's going down a little bit. I'm splashing more frequently than I already do, which is already too much. So that's a sign that I am beginning to get a little more antsy and kind of bored with the format and wanting to see where I can make the decks go. Not that that's a problem. I mean, I'm sure the drafting experience will be all the more interesting for it. We're just going to have to see what exactly that leads to me prioritizing. Hopefully it's not anything that's woefully, egregiously incorrect. I had a draft yesterday where pack one was Kargan Intimidator and Royal Eruption, and I was like, you know what? Royal Eruption's just so good, it's better than the Kargan Intimidator. And, if I could do that pick again, I would probably just take Intimidator. I don't know. Intimidator's, like, it's easy to kill, but if they don't, then you typically just get off to such a lightning-fast warrior start that you get to kind of run them over. Royal Eruption's really good, too. I mean, that's kind of been the refrain of the format, is that Royal Eruption is just so good. If you take it over most things, you're going to be right more often than you're wrong. Okay, our table is full, so we will click and be ready for that. Hopefully we don't have anybody time us out, which happened to me the other day after waiting like 6 minutes for a queue to fill early in the morning, and that doesn't feel good. I think it happened reasonably soon after that, though. All right, we got 4. We got 4 out of 8 accounted for. 5. Just throwing my jacket aside here. Come on, guys. I know you can do it. Fill it up. Fill it up. 6. Now, we might need to reset the thing here. Wait for some people who are going to hit the button. Okay, we have to retry. That's not the end of the world. We have time here. Alrighty. Now everybody's awake. Now everybody's going to be on top of it, ready to hop in their seat. There we go. There we go. Look at that response time. Well, did I speak too soon? Oh my god, don't make me re-record. Come on. Don't. Oh, man. I'll include a little tag, just like skip to 3:30 if you want the actual draft to begin. All the noodling to be over. Oh my goodness. Come on. Come on. Get in your seat. Is there just one troll? Okay. Alright, we're ready to go. Oh boy. And speaking of Royal Eruption, there's one. It's between that and a Master of Winds. Master of Winds is definitely a good rare. It's pretty powerful payoff when you're in the wizard deck. It can kill people pretty quickly, even if it never gets to like flip its power and toughness. A 4 mana 1/4 flyer that does like a catalog when it enters, that's a pretty good effect. Like that's no joke on a 4 mana flyer. Royal Eruption is just super reliable, super clean, gets it done. It's a real A+ common remove, not actual A+, but it's a premium common removal spell. Can also win you games. I don't actually know whether that's the pick over Master of Winds. It's the only really good red card in the pack. These cards are this card's fine. This card's not that good. Do we take that or do we take Master? I feel like Master is the more interesting thing to take here, and we are doing a video. So, I mean, you don't need me to tell you Royal Eruption's good. I'm going to take the Master of Winds, even if it might be slightly wrong. Okay, well now it's got to be Royal Eruption, right? Because that triggers Master. This is at its best in the Blue-Red Wizards deck. You can just really tear people apart with it. Other cards that are worth a look: Marasa Sproutling, which is very good in Green-Blue Kicker, and the Green-Blue Kicker deck can often have kind of a wizardy side component to it, which would go well with Master of Winds. I still think Royal Eruption's better enough than Sproutling that I think I want to take it. Pack Beast is good, Bite is good, Vanquish is pretty good. These are all solid cards in here. A nice little green chunk that somebody's going to get and be happy about. Then what? Okay, so we have our double-faced card, Malakir Rebirth, which is definitely a good one. It is a pretty solid little utility effect, and then, land on the back, which, when you have these kind of situational effects that you wouldn't want to spend the card on in your main deck, they get a lot better when you have the land option, obviously. So if we don't take that, we're probably taking Cunning Geyser Mage just as a wizard that is also solid kicker effect, keeps us blue. None of these bottom effects are really tempting me. Gloomhunter and Mind Drain are acceptable, but... So it really is like, do we want to commit to the Master of Winds that we took with a Geyser Mage, or do we want to take maybe a slightly more powerful card that is a third color? And I'm feeling like leaning toward the Geyser Mage right now, whether or not that is actually right. Okay. Well, Vastwood Surge is definitely a consideration. I find when you are a blue-green kind of wizard kicker deck, this card lets you splash pretty reasonably, and then this is a very good card to splash in turn. So I'm looking at this Vastwood Surge and thinking that might be good. Malakir Blood Priest, definitely a solid party member when you're going black-red or white-black, something like that. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling Vastwood Surge as my first green card here. Again, there's another Rabid Bite. That's the kind of effect you would like to end up with, but it's not like heartbreaking if you don't. It is a good green common. It's just when you have a great green deck, it's not usually that way because of the commons. Hello. So Umara Wizard, absolutely what we're looking for here. Just great. Goes with the Master of Winds by turning it into a 4/1. Just a really nice, good blue card, and it's your 5th pick. So I feel like people are kind of low on this card, and this card is really good, especially in traditional draft, because you get the added consistency over time of your deck having more land and getting to do things with it. I think there might have been a Rock Slide Sorcerer in that pack too, which I really should have said something about, because that card is also very good. I feel like it's a little short of where Umara Wizard lands, but definitely a very real card, something that I don't think I would fault you for taking there. Okay, so now we have Tazim Royal Mage, very solid one, keep us pretty wizard focused. We got a couple medium green cards in Baloth, Survivor, Wings, Riptide is acceptable. Yeah, it just feels like a Royal Mage. We have 2 pretty nice ones to get back. You can use the first Vastwood Surge to ramp up and then use the second one for a bunch of counters to end the game. It's always nice. Okay, so here's something I was actually turned on to pretty recently. Sam Black on Lords of Limited was talking about how when you're in the blue-green kicker decks, the Kazandu Nectar Pot kind of does something that you really need when you're up against like the cleric decks that are trying to drain you out, and that's just buying you time so that random little pings and stings don't kill you. So it feels like a Nectar Pot here. I still am not totally positive whether we're going to be more blue-red or more blue-green. I feel like we're more likely to be able to be blue-green in the next pack because we passed along a Rock Slide Sorcerer and a Royal Eruption pack 1 pick 1. So someone to our left is probably a fairly wizard-leaning red deck. Alright, so we're not taking Negate, Smite, Mind Drain. It feels kind of like a Stomper here. I really like Kazandu Stomper. When you end up with a couple of double-faced cards, it adds a bunch of utility to the things your deck is able to do. It's just a nice thing to have. Okay, Seafloor Stalker, playable. Not really excited to have it in a blue-green deck specifically, just because your party size, it doesn't really end up very party-focused usually. Like, you're typically on the wizard train mostly, but that still makes this only 3 mana for +1/+0 and unblockable. It's pretty solid. And it's possible I'm supposed to give this Hellion a little more of a look, but I think committing to the blue that I have is probably a good plan. Alright, well, this is the double-faced card that has probably burned me more times than any other. So Lindy Vision is just waiting to stab you in the back at any possible turn. We only have 2 sorceries right now. I still think I'm probably more likely to want it than the Shell Shield and the Concerted Effort, or whatever, Concerted Defense. I mean, if there's ever a DFC that you might not always play in this format, Vision it's probably up there. All right, these are a bunch of cards I'm not really going to play, so Mind Drain over here. Ditto. Okay, well, these are cards that do things. I don't usually love Deliberate, and I don't really love Zendikar either, but we'll take that. All right, wow, and a really nice pickup here. Thieving Skydiver is great. I mean, the base is just a 2/1 flyer for 2 with no drawback, which is kind of ahead of the curve a little bit already. And then that kicker ability often will grab you a Stonework Pack Beast, or maybe if you're really lucky, an equipment, just strap it onto the Skydiver. Like, that takes so much wind out of the sails of the decks that are trying to build up a party or build up any kind of equipment warrior presence. So I'm definitely taking a Skydiver here. That is a really nice thing to open after opening a Master of Winds, pack one, pick one. It's pretty lucky. Florahedron's fine. I don't think there's any real pressure to take it first here, though, over a Skydiver. Just snag that. Okay, hits keep coming. Another Umara Wizard. Happy to get another one of those. So, still mostly just on the blue. Oh, cat going crazy in the background. Yeah, Umara Wizard pretty easily. We don't have a lot. Well, we have a couple things with kicker if we did want a Sproutling. I think just, knowing the theme that we already have of, like, we have a couple of wizards, we have one Umara Wizard, we know that one's going to be really good, and I think a second one is just pretty much exactly where we want to be, so not taking the Sproutling just yet. All right, well, there is a thing that might make me want to reconsider the green, because Umara Mystic is looking like it'll be just amazingly good in this deck so far. Kind of surprised that came back from the left, because I feel like I passed a good bit of red around, but it's possible that the red cards that I was passing just ended up in like some kind of red-black party-related pile, and they don't want anything to do with the wizards, which would work for me if that's what we're looking at. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a pretty easy Umara Mystic right here. Like, by taking this, I lose access to a lot of decent green, but I essentially pick up a Royal Eruption and make it a little better. Yeah, it feels like an Umara Mystic here, and now we're definitely keeping our eye open for things that make us want to be wizards. Oh, okay, well, there's another good multicolored card, but it's the other direction. Lull Mage's Familiar. Do we want a Lull Mage's Familiar and to stay on the green-blue train, maybe keep these as some kind of splash option? I'm going to try to be disciplined this time. I think the blue-red, well, can I be disciplined? Can I do that? Do I have it in me? Man, this is a good card. This is a good card. I think I'm going to try to be disciplined and just take Seagate Restoration. It's not a card you're really expecting to cast very often. So it's like maybe the upside of taking it is lower than just taking Lull Mage's Familiar and staying open to potentially being green. I'm going to shuffle the green over here. Just kind of sit that where it is. And this is an interesting study in, like, when do you cut bait on one deck? When do you go into another? Bubble Snare is good. Pack Beast is also good. If I was still on the splash train, I think Pack Beast would be a lot more appealing. I think I'm just going to take a Bubble Snare here, though. Just do that. All right, well, that's a pretty good sign. An Expedition Diviner still here. We have a good number of wizards, and then this is another. This card's actually really nice. Like, I'm usually pretty happy to have one or two of these just in most blue decks, because you typically have enough wizards that this will do its thing. Like, this, you kind of have to work. If you draft around it right, you kind of have to work to be in a scenario where you're not getting the wizard death trigger off of it. All right, Glacial Grasp is seeming kind of like what we're looking for. I wouldn't be upset to get a Squid, but yeah, Glacial Grasp kind of feels like where we want to be. Get a flyer or reacher out of the way. Make sure we can get our hits in. Like a Glacial Grasp. Alright, so Skyclave Plunder, not an effect I am super hungry for. I think we can pretty easily get a field research later, and that just does this effect, and oftentimes better than this would have, because you're not having to commit 5 to it. You have the option to just pay 3. I think I'll take a Fisher Wizard because I have a few things that care about having other wizards and that trigger on them. This is obviously this is usually more of triggering or helping your party effects have a wizard. That's kind of more of where it ends up being helpful, but I think it's acceptable in here too. Do we need a Spellcraft, or are we okay taking a Squid? Spellcraft is just really clunky. I think I'd actually rather just have a Squid. I think Squid does more. Inordinate Rage. We have a good number of creatures at this point, and Inordinate Rage is looking like it might do more than a Cleric. It's totally possible. Yeah, I kind of want to take an Inordinate Rage over that Cleric of Chill Depths. I think that's going to be where we end up. Sneaking Guide. Getting through Unblockable is minor, but is it better than a Tormenting Voice? I think, Tormenting Voice is not amazing. It's obviously better in a wizard deck where you care about playing spells, but I still don't know that it's exactly where I want to be. Take a Seagate Colossus. Okay, 2 Inordinate Rage is a little excessive, but I'll take another one over a Deliberate. I'm usually not in the market for Deliberate. It's just not a card I ever really want. Heyo, Relic Amulet. So Spark Mage is good. Spark Mage it tends to be better when you're in the deck that has the full party array, so that you can shoot something for 3 or even 4 if you get lucky. But we have 8 wizards, 4 instants, 2 sorceries. This is just going to be the Relic Amulet is just going to be obscene in here. Yeah, this is going to be a really good Relic Amulet deck. So just getting some really good lucky opens in this draft to maybe make up for some waffling into the green and not knowing exactly where to be. Which, it works for me. You gotta take those powerful cards and try to make them good, which I think is what we're doing in this draft. Wow, Rockslide Sorcerer. Okay, we took a Relic Amulet, and the exact same things that pay off for playing this pay you off for Rockslide Sorcerer, so I'm absolutely going to take Rockslide Sorcerer and be happy about it. Bubble Snare is fine too. Bug Catcher, pretty good card. It's I think we would probably play a Bug Catcher in here just because attacking as a 3/2 for 2 mana is kind of good enough. Ooh, well, this is interesting. So do we need another Bubble Snare, or is the Field Research going to be better? I think the Field Research, where we are right now, is actually more where we want to be. So on the removal front, we have a Sorcerer, we have Geyser Mage able to pull things off the table, Grasp kind of fills that role, Eruption, Bubble Snare. So I don't really think we need another one of these. I think Field Research is going to more often do what we need to do. So I'm going to take a Field Research here. Be pretty happy about it. Ooh, Into the Royal, just absolutely beautiful. You gotta love that card. And there's a Thirst still here. That's a good card. It's looking like we're probably not going to need to play a Sneaking Guide. I think we can safely shuffle that one away. And we're probably not going to end up playing one of these Inordinate Rages too. This is very easy Into the Royal. Okay. This pack's a little more interesting. We have a reasonable 3-drop in Expedition Champion, but we don't really have the Warrior contingent to make that one good. Songmad Treachery, I think this is probably at its best in Wizards, or maybe at its best when you have a bunch of big green creatures that you don't want to get double blocked. I think I'm okay taking a Songmad Treachery over a Cascade Seer. I think the swing that it affords is maybe a little bit more valuable. It's hard to know for sure. Man, that's a very late Cleric of Life's Bond. Super duper late. Ondu Inversion is a pretty powerful effect, but a little expensive to play. That's not really something you're gonna have space for most of the time. Chilling Trap, I'm super happy to end up with when I have this many wizards. Yeah, I'll take another Bubble Snare here. I think it's gonna be fine. Okay, so Gomafada Vanguard is a 2/2 for 2, counts your warriors when you attack. We don't really have that many warriors, but do we just need a 2/2? Maybe. I guess we'll Take that. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay, well, pretty much immediately invalidated by the squid, who is far, far better in our deck anyway. So we'll take the squid. I don't think we're going to need a Living Tempest. Like, we have 2 Mara Wizard that kind of fill that crack. But, you know, we'll grab one, throw it in the sideboard. Okay, probably not going to... What is our creature count? 13? Yeah, it's a little on the low side, but hopefully it's fine. Don't really need a Kite Sail or a Hellhound. I guess we'll throw a Negate in the sideboard against unbeatable spells. Oh, I think we actually do play a Cascade Seer in here. That'll be perfectly reasonable. Just another wizard for our various things that get triggered by them. Okay, so I think this is a pretty solid Wizards deck. We have it pretty much where we need it to be. Celindy Vision... I mean, we probably have enough things to find with Celindy Vision that I don't think we're worried that it's going to miss. I mean, you never... When you play this, you never feel worried that it's going to miss, and then it always seems to find a way to. That's kind of how it goes. What are our counts here? We have 10 Wizards, which is great, 6 Instants, 4 Sorceries. It's a lot of good triggering for Relic Amulet, Rock Slide Sorcerer. Probably going to want to cut an Inordinate Rage here. Right now this is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that's obviously too many of those. So we can go down by like 3 lands, I think. To like 1, 2, 3. And then is that enough red? This is a very red light deck. It's almost like it's pretty close to being mono blue. The red is just kind of a sort of hefty splash, and then the rest is just blue. I think that's fine. Probably cut an Inordinate Rage. Do we want to do that, or do we like the damage pushing component of the Inordinate Rage in here? We have 14 land, 5 double-faced cards. 2 of them are a little on the softer side, Vision and Treachery, but I'm confident Treachery will do some good things in here. I think our top end isn't like on the 5 end, like we need something to do after these wizards that's kind of impactful, and the Treachery should be able to do that. Vision is, you know, Celindy Vision is Celindy Vision. You kind of, I don't think you can cut it from this deck, but it's not like I'm excited to be playing it. I just think it's kind of here, and it's going to do its job. Yeah, I think 1 Inordinate Rage is probably fine. 2 Bubble Snares. Yeah, I like this deck a pretty good amount. We have the removal, we have the rare component, we have synergy, we have a really powerful artifact here. Got some double-faced cards to shore up our consistency. Yeah, this seems really nice. All right, let's take this into a match here, see where it goes. All right, we're up against Osushi. Osushi go. That's what I'll say if they take too long. Sushi go. Okay, this hand seems perfectly keepable. Not much of an early game component yet, but I don't think that's gonna stop us. All right, they mulligan. You'll love to see it. Oh no, mulligan twice. You don't love to see that. I mean, that'll make things a little easier for us, but okay. So they keep on 5. Question here is, do we have to play one of our double-faced cards? I don't think we have to right up front here. I'm not going to do it just yet. If we don't draw a land next turn, I will probably play Vision, but we did, so now I don't really think I have to play Vision, so I'm not going to. All right. Okay, now that we've drawn a creature, I can just play that. And so when they're down, so they mulliganed to 5, but they were on the draw, so they're essentially down 1 card. And when they're down 1 card like this to begin with, I don't think there's any pressure to try to play like a crazy weird game where you try to make really swingy things happen. Like, you can just kind of try to play the straightforward I trade my cards for your cards kind of game, and then if all goes to plan, you should kind of win on card numbers there. Oh boy. Well, that's going to have to get bubble snared. That is no joke. Yeah, Carix is oh, you have to pay 2 more. I forgot about that. Okay. So I will play a Celindy Vision tapped, I think. I'm going to play a Sorcerer, and I'll just fly over in the air. Odds are good that we'll end up bubble snaring this once we have the mana for it, just because that's a really scary effect to be able to make happen. Like, this can attack as a 6 or 8 or 10 power creature. Before you know it, like, he really can get it together. they're just going to play Cascade Seer. That's fine with me. So I think if that's all they're doing, then I think I just want to play an Umara Wizard. Yeah, so we're just kind of generating this big air force here. Not doing anything too exciting. We're just kind of playing good wizards and making them trigger each other, and that's all that's really going to happen there. All right, they have a Visionary. As long as all their stuff is on the ground, I'm pretty okay with that. Getting in with both of those. And our life total isn't the highest. Like, I'm actually kind of tempted to trade Rockslide Sorcerer for one of these creatures. I feel like that's kind of what I'm supposed to do. If I don't do that, I can just go Mystic and Snare one. Yeah, you know, it probably isn't that good. Yeah, I don't think I have to trade away Rockslide Sorcerer. It feels kind of weak sauce. I don't think that's where we're going to be. Okay, I am going to drop this as a tapped land, I'm pretty sure. So we'll play Umara Mystic, put that in the air, shoot face. We're going to Bubble Snare. I'm just going to snare up one of these to use my mana well, and just make sure nothing crazy kills us. Because we should win this game, like if we are like allowed to do our thing. So I'm just going to make sure we get to do our thing. I have a Chilling Trap for Wizard, that's fine. We still kill them next turn. Play this tapped. So here it's on them to do something wild. They need to make something pretty powerful happen here, or they're gonna not be able to win this game, I don't think. As it is right now, we could go. Okay, they're cranking in. They can make Carrick's pretty enormous. I think I want to make them have to make it enormous. Like I can put Sorcerer in front of it. I think I want to do a double block here. That feels like the plan. If we block like this, I don't think anything kills us at common. They can't kick a Might of Marasa at Seer. They only have single green. They can pump up Carrick's. That's pretty real. But I think that's fine. We have the Sorcerer that is gonna die because they didn't want to pump Carrick's up. All right, well that's also good. We go to 5. Just hope they don't go Mountain and oh, okay, that's pretty good. Well, all right, that'll end the game. Alrighty, that's pretty good. Let's shoot you, put you in the air, bounce you. All right, Geyser Mage, kind of bailing us out of a situation that could have gotten awkward there. If I hadn't drawn Geyser Mage, I still think I have the ability to get some good damage through there. So I don't think we're in a terrible spot, even if that doesn't happen. Okay, so anything we want to sideboard? I don't think so. We're on the draw, and I think our land count is good. I really like the squids in here. They trade for a lot of things that cost more than they do. Cascade Seers and Marasa Brutes and Jiraga Visionaries and stuff. A little less happy to trade for Visionary because it gets the card back, but whatever. Okay, and that could have gone a little more out of control with Carrick's, but fortunately it did not. They had a lot of islands there to pump them up. And waiting on them. And so this is another totally fine hand. Absolutely does the trick. Again, not super exciting, but we have things to throw away to Master of Winds. We have at least one extra land we know we're going to have. Still don't want to play this on turn 2 or this on face, obviously. That's not going to go too well. I do think I'm going to jam a Salindi Vision and hope that works. We still have 7, no, we have 8. Yeah, we have 7 hits still in the deck because we have Royal Eruption. All right, so they're going to do this. We're going to do our card selection, and don't miss. Okay, Into the Royal works fine for me. That's among the better things I think it could have found, so we're not going to complain there. All right, Master of Winds. It's going to throw out probably a mountain. Yeah, get out of here. All right, we're good to go here. We have our stuff set up. one more land and we can do everything in our hand, so that's going to be good. Master of Winds is ready to do its thing. They have a Low Mage's Familiar, which isn't my favorite. So what can we do? Can't kill it with a Royal Eruption, that doesn't work. I kind of want to just into the Royal this back to their hand. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's a good way to use our stuff this turn and to get our aggression going with Master of Winds. I think that works just fine. And if I had something better going on, then I would probably do that, but I really don't. So I might as well just kind of use the end of the Royal aggressively, stall their curve out a little, make sure they're not gaining excess amounts of life here. So by doing that, I'm putting them in a spot where they might be tempted to just replay it, and then I Geyser Mage it, and then they're... Okay, well now I Geyser Mage that, and that's going to really set them behind. That is not going to be... That's not going to be a good spot for them to be in. Alright, so we just Geyser up, put Stomper back in their hand, turn this into a 4-1 again. So now we're just rolling. Like, if you can get somebody behind while you have a reasonable curve with a Master of Winds, it just becomes a very hard game to win for them. Now we actually have Royal Eruption that can hit face, which... And we have the 7th land for it, too. So I can't imagine that's feeling good. Alright, so Squid. Squid is fine. Glacial Grasp is an interesting one. What do we do with that? Play our land, absolutely. I have the ability to go Royal Eruption Familiar, but I don't think that's going to be the best way to use it. I think it will be better to... What I kind of want to do is to snare the Familiar, grasp the Squid, get in for 7, and then they're dead to Royal Eruption unless they kick something. Is that fine? No, we don't really have to do that, I don't think. Yeah, I think I can leave them with access to Familiar. I don't think there's any real need to Bubble Snare it. I'm just going to keep playing good Wizards out and just rely on that to get it done. 4-1. Glow up. So I'm going to attack with Master of Winds here only. And I think I'm just going to play a Skydiver too. So now we have myriad ways to push stuff out of the way. We have Royal Eruption that's just going to be clean 5 to the face if we need it to be. We know they have a Stomper, which isn't going to do a ton here. It's going to just cost a lot and be something we can grasp out of the way. If they kick something, they go to 10, which isn't a problem for us. We can deal with that. Coral Helm Chronicler. Okay, what's the best thing I could find? Like Roost of Drakes? Oh, it missed. Yeah, that's really not where they wanted to be. That doesn't feel good. Well, alrighty. I think we're just going to Royal Eruption face and hope that that does it. Like, it takes them to 3. We have multiple attackers they need to do something about. Yeah, I will take the action there, absolutely. So even if they have Into the Royal, that doesn't save them. All right, what do we got? Oh, got nothing. Okay. All right, well, I think they had a draw that didn't match up super well against what we were presenting there. I think that was pretty lucky for us. Not going to look that one in the mouth. Okay, on to match number 2 here. Continue playing, and this seems to, like, on the face of it, it looks like a pretty good version of the Wizards deck. We have several of the payoffs that make you really want to be in it between Relic Amulet, Master of Winds, Umara Mystic. Kublai Khan is facing us down. Brian Boitano messed with him at one point. All right, we're going to play first. This seems good. I'm going to keep that. This is a hand where I'm certainly going to play Umara Wizard down as a land just because I don't think I can really afford to be missing like the 3-4 curve here. I need Mystic to be as aggressive as it can be. Okay. Play a mountain, say go. They have a mountain, they have a Fisher Wizard. That's fine. Now they know I have instant speed action, but whatever. Nothing I can really do about that. Okay, so now we really need to hit a land next turn. That would be ideal. If we don't, we have Geyser Mage still, so it's not like the end of the world, but don't have Royal Eruption. Come on, don't have Vanquish the Weak either. Red-Black has a lot of ways to deal with Umara Mystic. It is not nothing. Okay, well, we drew a land. Unfortunately, a little too literal on that interpretation, but okay, we can just play a Geyser Mage, get in for 3 in the air. Then we have a blocker for their Expedition Champion. If they attacked with Wizard, I would not block, just because this is certainly a trade down that I'm not about to make. Okay, they have Fireblade Charger. Do they have a weapon to strap to it? Ooh, they sure do. Goodness gracious. That's pretty potent. Oh, they're going to put it on the champion. I guess that makes a little more sense. Okay, well, I don't think I want to make that block. Man, this is pretty ferocious. So if we get rid of this, their Wizard is gone. Is that reason enough now to make the block? Makes the Ravager's Mace less scary in the future? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to. It's definitely a little scary. All right, drawing a land there is nice, because now we get to go Expedition Diviner, pump up our Mystic. Now we can attack with... If we attacked with both, they would almost certainly put Charger in front there. Yeah, maybe we don't want to attack with both. Maybe we just want to hang back with 2 creatures and have the Chilling Trap as a way to try to get them. That might be better. Yeah, I don't think we're really going to aggro out this Ravager's Mace. I think it's better for us to try to trick them. Yeah, I don't think that's where we want to be. I think the Ravager's Mace is just a little too much for us to deal with like in the face of with their aggression versus our like pure aggressive angle. We have the Rage, which is a way we could potentially win this game in a kind of punk you out fashion. Yeah, maybe there was more to... Maybe we should have attacked with Geyser Mage, actually. I don't know. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is like very close to killing them on its own. If we had a Royal Eruption and a red source for it, we would be able to kill them just with pumps on the Mystic. All right, we will let them attack. I'm thinking that they should be able to realize that we have this Chilling Trap. Attacking with Charger? No, they're not going to do that. All right, well, I'm gonna block with both of these. Just feels like we kind of have to keep some of this damage from raining down our throats. The Ravager's Mace is going to be pretty scary if it keeps hitting us. We do, like, there is Bubble Snare in the deck, and if I had that, the Mace would be a lot less scary, but we don't have it in hand currently. Spellcraft there, okay. Well, that's going to have to be what happens. I am going to Chilling Trap you. Drew a Rock Slide Sorcerer, that's a nice one. It's really nice against their current board. Yeah, I don't hate that. So if they... Yeah, I think what I want to do is just play Sorcerer. No, we still only have one red source. That's a little awkward. So what does that mean we do? I think it means we have to play Sorcerer. I think we have to attack with Diviner. Their party size isn't huge right now. If they stick Mace on Charger, that's pretty awkward because then we can't really ping it without getting smushed for 3 on the death trigger. So that would be pretty bad. Yeah, hopefully they're having to just kind of decide. Oh, they don't have to decide. They get to do it all. They get to play Electromancer and then stick Mace on something. Yeah, that's definitely fearsome. If they put it on Electromancer, I think we're okay. If they put it on Charger, we're a lot less okay. Don't hear me through the computer. Make a bad decision. Oh, okay. They didn't make a bad decision. All right, they put it on the Charger, so that's going to hit us for 3. And then if we ping... Let's see. Okay, so what I can do is... If I play Cascade Seer, yeah, I think this is right. I'm going to play Cascade Seer, ping the Charger. Hopefully they get greedy and try to do it on one of my creatures. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so now we get to go this here and have that ping the Wizard. Okay, so that worked out well. We got to make them waste their Fireblade Charger thing. We have these. We have Royal Mage on top. That seems pretty good. So is it worth... I don't think it would be worth trading Sorcerer for Electromancer right now, given that we currently have a way to block the Mace where we couldn't before. So I'm not going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're going to play Tazim Royal Mage this upcoming turn. That's going to be good. It doesn't look like they have time to just re-equip Mace. We'll be able to double block, and then that puts them in not a very good situation. What do we have in Graveyard we can get back besides Rage? No, Graveyard, not Library. Oh my goodness. Go over. All right, well, Chilling Trap is a nice one to keep us from dying. Inordinate Rage is more of a kind of push sort of effect. It's looking like they might have Thwart the Grave here, which would be a little on the scary side. They could get back Champion and Charger, and then that's a lot of inevitable damage for them. I'm absolutely going to just block here. Oh, and that's all that is. Okay. Okie dokie. I have Expedition Champion and a Gomafada Vanguard. Okay, that's pretty good. So here, I think what I want to do is just get their warrior off the table. So I get to go to Tazim Royal Mage, kicked, leave up. It's going to be a blue, right? I'm just going to... Good practice here. Play Royal Mage, kick it, ping here, get back Chilling Trap. Use Chilling Trap here, ping here. Now we have Umara Wizard on our side. So if they drew a warrior, they would be able to kill me, which would be bad. So I don't... But, like, what are the odds, really, that they're going to be able to go warrior plus equip that? I don't think that's very likely. I don't think that's very likely to happen. That would be... They'd have to have land plus 2 cost... It's tricky. I feel like this is a risk that's worth taking. Like, if it's just... What are the other ways it ends up being bad? Yeah, I think there's few enough ways that this kills me that I don't think I'm going to play around that. Yeah, there's some party member configurations, and like if it's land plus exactly like Malakir Blood Priest, then I think that kills me. Them having a block here would be really good. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of that if that's what they end up doing. No, play another outs. No, yes. What is it? Okay, them blocking there feels good for me. All right, they'd play that. Now is it Thwart the Grave? Just a Blood Beckoning? Either one I think I can beat. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. What do you got, opponent? It's definitely looking like some kind of graveyard interaction. All right, it was indeed Thwart the Grave. Makes sense. All right, so if I... Yeah, I think I just attack with all 3 and I win, right? Yeah, that's all I have to do. No. Oh no, it was bad. Because they get to block both of these. Well, no, that's actually good for me. They have to block. No, that's not good for me. Yeah, this is fine. I attack like this. They have to block the Royal Mage, and then I can ping the 1, and then, yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah, don't get too excited and just attack without thinking. That's how you throw away games that shouldn't be losable. All right, I'm just going to play you, ping your champion, still have 2 blockers back, and you're good to go. All right, yeah, so that did it for that game. Okay. All right, don't get too excited and do what I almost did. Just throw everybody in and lose your Rockslide Sorcerer and throw a game away. That's not what you want to do. Okay, is a second Inordinate Rage where we want to be? I don't think so. On the draw, we might want to cut a land and throw in like another 2-drop, but another red 2-drop isn't really where we want to be. I mean, I think our deck is just like well set up against them to the point that I really don't think I want to change very much. Like, I think the deck is just going to do what it needs to do. So I'm all right with it where it is. All right, so they had Thwart the Grave, various black-red party things. It's likely that they have Malakir Blood Priest, especially with, like, and so we need to keep an eye out for ways we could die to that, especially with Thwart the Grave. Like, that can really generate big life swings out of nowhere. It's likely their deck has Royal Eruptions, because they would have been looking out for that. I love Black-Red Party. That is probably my favorite deck to play in this format, just from a turn-by-turn perspective. I don't think it's the archetype I have the most success with. I think it's a pretty good archetype. But yeah, I definitely enjoy the turns with it, having to be like, okay, when do I Sneaking Guide? When do I deploy my Electromancer for biggest gains? There's just a lot of surprisingly intricate stuff going on under the hood of that deck. This hand looks pretty good. Yeah, the Seagate Restoration, when I took that, it's possible that was like just not worth the gains over where we might have ended up taking a Low Mage's Familiar, but I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll eat my words and I'll play this for great value. I guess we'll see. It looks like a Squid here. Squid just doing the Lord's work, being a 3/2 for 2, blocking things that need to be blocked. And, you know, given that this is a party member, I don't know, do I need to block that? I probably don't need to block that. I can probably just crank in with Squid and have it do its thing. Blight Priest, that's one I would definitely rather trade with. All right, Squid, do your business. Nope, they don't want to do that. All right, I mean, getting into the aggro war with black-red might not be advisable. I guess we'll see. What I really want is for them to play Ravager's Mace down, and then we can steal it with Skydiver. Oh boy, you got a stew going. Yeah, we're not blocking there. Not attacking with Skulker is pretty generous. I don't know if I would have blocked if they'd attacked there. Would be very easy for them to just have him on a Skydancer and ruin me. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, well that's one that I'm pretty tempted to just bubble up. Playing an island for sure. And then what? If we bubble the Tabarax, it loses its ability to do much, except it still has the, if a cleric dies, you can draw a card and lose a life. So that's a reason to maybe do something else to him. If we roiled him, would that be good? We just roiled him and made them replay it. What would be the advantage there? Yeah, I don't hate roiling him, actually. I think that's fine. Push him out of the way, get some damage down. Into the Royal is just a very good card. It's just really good. All right, they're easily trading for Squid. Squid got some damage in. All right, it's looking like they might just replay the Tabarax here. What are they going to do? It's also looking like they might be stuck on 3. They haven't played a land yet. What's the scariest thing Black-Red could do with a Blight Priest? Just if you have a Blood Priest, you get to drain me for an extra. That's fine. But beyond, like, this is definitely more of a Black-White Cleric than a Black-Red Cleric. Like, you don't really want this in your decks that are Black-Red typically. All right, so here we have the option of, I think we want to Master of Winds. Definitely trigger that. Ooh, look at this. Look at this nonsense. All right, we get to throw a land out. Look at all this stuff we got. So we could either Bubble Snare Blight Priest just to be super mana efficient here. And get in with Mystic. Yeah, I think that is where we want to be. I think our, where we currently are, we just want to keep the damage sort of off our back. They can't really block Mystic here with Tabarax. Yeah, I think just delaying them, using our mana, using our resources. We have a field research coming. Like, I was just bad-mouthing Restoration, and it's looking like this is a game where it could easily draw, like, 3 or more cards. So that's pretty neat. I mean, this is a game where more than anything, it's looking like we're just getting benefited by them being a little mana screwed and us having many resources to deal with the few things that they can deploy. Tabrax is a pretty cool card. I don't think it's a ridiculously powerful bomb, but it's definitely good. I don't think I've ever actually seen it get lifelink. I've seen it get to a 6/6 though. It's definitely come very close. Very, very close. All right, they're thinking on it. They're still on 3 lands by the look of it. Now they're having to be like, okay, how do we get out of this? What do I like? At this point, they're kind of having to just hope my hand is nothing but land, which it decidedly is not. But they're having to think, okay, what sequence of cards do I have to play to make it so that we can win through the things we need their hand to be? Ooh, that's pretty good. So here I get to just stealing their Relic Axe is such a dagger, and I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I mean stealing Relic Axe feels too good not to do here. Pay 2. 1. Yeah, this is just such a dagger. Give me the axe. Now I can attack with both of these. They have to hope I don't have a trick, which I do. Yeah, so now I just rage here. That's going to kill Tabrax. I actually can just decline to switch. Fisher Wizard on top we don't really need. We can do better. All right, so now we have a real Air Force here. They have to do something about it. We have enough power to pretty easily kill them in the air next turn. So what are they going to do? If they vanquish Master of Winds, that buys them a little time. I'm not going to... Yeah, you can hit me. That is fine. I will take that hit. And what do they got? What is the plan? You need something. If they just kill... They can't just kill Skydiver, because I'll re-equip Relic Axe, and then that'll... Oh, no, that wouldn't actually... No, that would still kill them. Yeah. Okay, they're going to do that. That's fine. I will play myself a Field Research. Kicked. Ba-boom. Oh, and we can actually win the game here with an untapped Seagate Restoration over on your Electromancer. Beautiful. Ba-boom. All right, Wizards doing what Wizards does. Get the kills in the air and win against people stuck on 3. That'll always help. Okay, that's 2 match wins. Hopefully we can clinch the 3rd and get a nice little quick 3-0 knocked out in Traditional here. We'll see what match 3 holds for us. So we played against the green-blue with Kazandu Stomper and Lull Mage's Familiar, but they had kind of a clunky draw. Maybe they weren't hitting their Roost of Drakes or whatever their big payoff was. Then we played against some Black-Red Party, had to work against a little Ravager's Mace tempo, and then beat Mana Screw. All right, now we're going into match 3, and maybe this one will be a little harder. We have gotten pretty lucky on these first 2 that they weren't able to really resist our Wizard assault. Aggressive or aggro decks look to win quickly with cheap creatures before the opponent can set up their defenses. Now I know how that works. Don Aman. Don Aman? Don Aman? Donoman. We might have to... I think that's just going to have to be a mystery. Another hand with Umara Mystic, another hand with land, another hand I'm going to keep. This is many, many mountains. We're going to need a couple more islands for this one, but that's no reason to throw it back. We have pretty much the tools we need. Ooh, Fearless Fledgling. That's a scary one. All right, this is probably going to be a tougher one. We're almost certainly going to have to end up into the roiling of Fearless Fledgling to knock some counters off of it at some point. Our deck has the early game to stave off these quick assaults. So I don't think we're just like cold to an aggro red-white deck. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think we're going to have kind of a time against them. All right, we'll play a Mystic, just get our own train rolling. Them not having anything to do on 3 is pretty nice for us. That's definitely preferable to them having a 3-drop. That has to mean they have something good on 4, though, right? Like, they gotta have something to do here. Maybe the Kabira Outrider, pump it up by 1, get in for 4. Or maybe they just have nothing again. Who could say, really? Against red-white, I'm pretty loath to play this as an untapped blue. Like, I'll do it if I have to, but I really don't want to. If we get any way not to do that, that's probably what I'll do. Myriad Construct. Ooh, that definitely does some good things against us. All right, this is looking not the best. I'm envisioning a game that we win by like treacherying their fledgling and putting it up in the air. That's how I imagine if we win, how it's going to happen. We'll attack with this. They're going to hit me for like 8 and take me to 7. Good gravy. Yeah, it's... Construct is definitely good against us. We don't have very clean ways to deal with that. Teeter Peak Ambusher, not looking too scary here. Royal Eruption, absolutely not what we wanted to see. That's less than desirable. Relic Amulet is fine, but it's a little late to the party. And this only... Okay, so when this becomes target of a spell, that's when that happens. Ugh. Oh boy. This is looking not great. So we probably have to just play Restoration down. If we play this as an island, can we play it untapped? We would go to 5. No, that would be so bad. I don't think we can possibly do that. If we play that as an island, we could go Relic Amulet. No, it's still an unkicked into the Royal either way, so I don't think that's going to work. Yeah, Relic Amulet feels a little too slow. Yeah, but we still want to play this tapped, I think. Alright, so kind of feels like what we need to do is play the Amulet. And then what's the plan here? Attacking feels completely out of the question. They're going to keep growing this here Fearless Fledgling. That's not going to be good for us. Holy mackerel, their deck's really good. Okay. Yeah, their deck is pretty potent here. It's definitely not bad. Alright, so if we Royal Fledgling, that kind of deals with that in the short term, but it'll come back down. At least then we'll be able to Relic Amulet it. Yeah, I guess that's what we probably have to do. Alright, we're getting hit for 5 here. A nice clean 5-ball. Take us to 3. They have 2 lethal creatures. So that's bad. Yeah, I don't really think we're going to be able to win this one, because they can just attack with both and then pump. I guess what we need to do is to... If we play Master of Winds... Yeah, I think we have to play Master of Winds and try to draw something really, really good. I think that's what has to happen here. Those aren't really good. Okay, I think that just about does it there. All right, well played. GGWP. Okay, so they were pretty you-know-whats to the wall, red-white aggro. Not even that balls to the wall. It was just... I mean, they missed 3, but the cards they did play were good enough that we didn't really have a shot. So everything we have that affects tempo feels nice. Our 2-drop contingent is pretty deep, like 2 Squid, a Royal Mage, Skydiver. I think we have enough going on at 2 that like we're still not looking to just essentially throw in a vanilla 2/2. Do we want like negate or concerted defense or something? Like counter to Royal Eruption? Is that horrific? That's probably horrific. I'm just going to leave the deck the same. You know, we have a pretty good deck that I'm confident that we drafted fine. I think we just need draws that come together a little more cleanly, and then I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep this one. Going to go Amulet on 2 and hope that that's going to do it. Here we see the power of Umara Wizard being able to be a land. Absolutely what we need. My inclination here is probably better to play Amulet. Like, even if, like, if we miss out, like, if we draw land next turn and we miss out on the ability to attack with Squid, that's okay, because I don't think that's what this deck is, like, super hungry to do. Alright, well, that was good, because now we get to play Mystic. We have to charge up the Amulet a little bit. And if they... Oh, shoot! Disenchant? Really? Okay. Alright, they brought in Disenchant for Relic Amulet, and it seems fine here. Definitely does what you want. Right. So now I'm just gonna play the Squid. And I think I attack with a Mystic. I could snare up this champion, but I don't really want it just hanging back, ready to block my first ground thing that attacks. Them having Barons, too, is really good. Their deck is pretty multifaceted. They've shown a couple of creatures that don't contribute to party, like Fearless Fledgling, Myriad Construct. You can't play too many of those cards in your party-focused deck, but it's kind of looking like they don't really care that much about party. They're just kind of going for it, which, you know, power to you if that's what you're about. Definitely gonna Bubble Snare Prowling Felidar here. That feels like something I don't want able to hit me with impunity. And I don't really know about where we are here. Like, it doesn't feel great. All right, they're not blocking there. If we can get a Geyser Mage online, I'll feel pretty good about where we are. If we can get a Geyser Mage and to knock something expensive back into their hand, that would be pretty good. Not something expensive with haste, not a Shatterskull Minotaur. That's something we don't want to see. Tutor Peak Ambusher is fine, though. Relic Axe, a little bit less fine. Now they got the 6/4. We can always Bubble Snare that. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think we're going to... I'm kind of tempted to try to, like, Chilling Trap aggressively. I don't think there's any real need to do that, though. I'm just going to drop a Bubble Snare here. Make them have to move the axe on their own time. Yeah, that feels fine. Not putting Geyser Mage down, not trying to get the pump, which is okay. Yeah, they can just move axe, make a 3/4. We're probably going to have to Chilling Trap that. Maybe we're not, actually. I think I'm not going to block. If they spend the time pumping it, I might have Chilling Trapped it, but yeah, the fact that, like, they don't have to pump it, if they had to pump it, I think that would be a different story, but they didn't have to. Okay, well, Rockslide Sorcerer is a welcome draw. That's a pretty good one. All right, we're kind of clinging on here, doing our best. Now we have things that work really well with the Chilling Trap to make sure that we don't, like, at some point in the future, we're able to deflect a big attack. They have this Ambusher that can grow. They have a Bug Catcher that's just going to become a 2/2 right now. That's kind of the weakness of having this in Committed Warriors, is it's often not able to grow as much as it can in, like, a black-red party deck. But you do sometimes get these red-white, these dedicated red-white party decks that can like, they kind of straddle the line between warrior and party. Oh yeah, you don't want to attack with that. Okay, so well, this is really good because now we get to just deal with, yeah. Oh, that seems great. So we get to Chilling Trap this Ambusher and ping it. Yeah, that seems really good. And then we get to trade Squid for Scorch Rider. I love that. That seems really good for us. Yeah, happy with that, how that turned out. All right, well, that works for me. And I'm actually, yeah, now I think I actually just want to jam with the whole team here. Ping your face. And at this point, they almost have to chump with the Bug Catcher, and that's really not where they want to be with that card. Yeah, so now they're in big trouble. They need something really, really good here. Chilling Trap was exactly what the doctor ordered that last combat. It really let us blow them out. They were kind of, it looked like they were in a position where they weren't, like, their optimal line was to not play around it, but then they did have it, or we did have it, so it just kind of put them in a bad spot, unfortunately for them. They have Outrider, and that means we get to kill them with Rage and Sorcerer, or Yeah, no blocks. We're just going to divine them in the air and... Yeah, oh, have we shown them into the royal? I think the thing that they least can care about and play around is a geyser mage, so I'm just going to do that. Yep, diviner at your face. All right, going to game 3 here. We did a lot more of what we wanted that game. We played a couple very impactful bubble snares. And so here, I mean, maybe we do want that other Inordinate Rage just to be able to steal more games. I don't know. If we put that in, what would we just be taking out a land? Probably, yeah. We can cut a land in here on the draw, I think. Do we want to cut an island? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have 4 of those. Yeah, go down an island. That seems fine. Down to 18 land on the draw. That's never punished anybody. All right. Big game 3 here. See what we can do. Hopefully one of these Inordinate Rages gets us the kill and vindicates my choice. Yeah, I do think I'm going to keep this even though we have this unplayable Fisher Wizard here. I think it's just a playable enough hand that I want it. Hey, look at that. All right, so we'll play this as a tapped blue source. Say go. Definitely just getting our Fisher Wizard out on 2 to make sure we have... Ooh, that's not great for me. Yeah, all right, we'll play the Fisher Wizard. And what are we throwing away? I think we kind of have to keep most of this. Maybe Cascade Seer? It's a little clunky. Yeah, we can probably do... Like, it feels bad to not try to upgrade a land, but I think we need all the land we have. I'm going to see if I can do better than a Cascade Seer. Yeah, that's, like, good in a different way. Yeah, I think we're okay having that be what happened. Electromancer. Okay, coming in with the Fledgling. We're going to see what we got here. Silundi Vision. Silundi Vision. If we take time playing a Silundi Vision, yeah, I think it's just better to get a Geyser Mage down and make sure we're able to keep Electromancer from bashing us too. Because if we kept it just Wizard, we Silundi Visioned, and then they like did something to this, I mean, like, God forbid they have the Thundering Spark Mage or something, that would just be essentially game over. Having 2 bodies here means we get to take something off their board, and then into the Royal means Fledgling isn't going to be a monster against us forever. So that's fine. Well, now that gets to swing. That's a problem. I think we have to just kind of take that, right? If we double block this, we're losing 2 creatures for 1, and that seems bad. So that's not my favorite. Okay, so we have double blue, even to the Royal up. I mean, we're just in a spot where we kind of have to into the Royal the Fledgling. They could have Sajiri Shelter or something like that. I don't know that. Is that something we can really play around? I mean, we do just kind of have to shelter the Fledgling here. So I don't even know that it's like worth it to wait around. It's possible we can scare them into doing nothing pre-combat when they would have otherwise. Like, is there a world where we don't Royal the Fledgling? I guess we might not. We have a Wizard coming. Yeah, I guess we can make them burn their land drop. Like, that's good. We get to make them... We kind of force them to make it big pre-combat here. Yeah, that's fine. All right, I think we let them go to attacks. Like, they're just going to jam. We do this, we do this. Yeah, it looks like they have nothing, so good for us. We get to put this back in their hand. All right, things hopefully are going to start to look up here. They're going to have a Fledgling that does a lot less the second time around. Oh, you have that again? Barf. Okay, we got to get this Wizard here. Wizard might just be trading for Construct, which would not be the ideal usage of a Wizard, but we're so on the back foot. I think if that's how we have to use it, that's how we have to use it. Oh God, no! It's a 5/5. We have to take it. Oh yeah, that's not great. Okay, you have the Fledgling. You probably have a land for it too. If we go Island, Squid, squid. Yeah, I think that's fine. Get to hold up Inordinate Rage. We need to be able to present squids on construct, I think, or else we're kind of in trouble. So they're going to see that we have an instant available here. Oh, really? Well, that's interesting. All right, I think we're going to try to get the kill here. Yeah. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill it in response. I don't know what they would have. All right, we definitely don't want a mountain. Okay, well, we get to make the block here. There's not a lot of tricks that get them out of this spot. Inordinate Rage turns it into a trade. We killed Fledgling, so that's a good thing for us. It feels like time for a Sullen Division to just happen. We'll see what that gets us. Hopefully something. Wow, that's a lot of things. Is this a game that we can win with a Royal Eruption? Glacial Grasp doesn't really do anything against Myriad Construct. I feel like Royal Eruption is pretty good. Yeah, I think that's what we have to rely on here. They're white-red, they're not going to make us discard, so I don't think that's something we really need to play around. All right, we need them to not play good things for a couple of turns here. Don't kill it. All right. They're presenting it. We have to go for the double block here. Whew. Okay, well, we got a Myriad Construct off the table. What next? No! They got us. They had the Eruption. Okay, well, nothing you can really do about that. Okay, so 2-1 with our Wizards deck. I would have liked to go 3-0. It felt like a pretty powerful deck. But sometimes, you know, I've been losing to Warriors a lot in the finals, actually. That's been kind of the trend, actually. Just kind of the aggressive start. It has the ability to put you on the back foot, and then when you have reach to close out like Royal Eruption, it just kind of keeps you there. Okay, well, that's fine. We did what we came to do. We showed off some interesting drafting, had some easy games, and then had a hard game that we unfortunately weren't able to close on, but you know what? That's fine. Okay, so thank you for joining me for that Zendikar Rising draft. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll put out some more of these soon, maybe with a more interesting format that is a little more new. All right, thank you. Goodbye.